The Bears are who we thought they were. That's why we took the damn field.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Now, if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
And while we're still on this division, moving on to a new topic, as you heard him just say something about a new starting quarterback. All right, so Bryce Young. My question is Bryce Young done in Carolina already?
He's not done because Andy Dalton is a 15, 17-year veteran, so at some point Andy Dalton gonna get hurt.
Yeah, it's been that many years, at least 15.
I feel like if for a number one pick, because this was y'all
number
decision, y'all were the there was nobody in front of y'all. This was solely y'all decision. Y'all can't be like, oh,
traded up for it as well
because we couldn't. No, y'all had everybody available. Y'all picked Bryce Young. This type of investment is a no one pick. You can't just give up on him because you benched him. Yeah, you benched him because at some point, these last season, and now here we go. I mean, the last 2 seasons of his career have been, they haven't been good. I can't even be nice about it. And you got a veteran who's been proven to at least take you to the playoffs. You got to see, this could at least ignite some switch in Bryce Young to really be out there on the practice field, getting it in. So when his time comes back around, he can step up and be more consistent. That's all it's about. Like, it ain't about he done with Carolina. No, he's not done at all. I'll tell you, by like week 10, and he don't want to get that hard ass spear from a lineman. Ain't gonna get up. And we gonna see Bryce over there loading up, and he gonna come right in the game and hit 5 for 5 straight. And they gonna be hyping him up. He's still a number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Calm it down.
It's his time to learn right now. But behind a veteran.
Young boy.
Yeah,
and to me, I think his problem is coming to the NFL versus college. He kind of small. You hella short. I think that's his problem.
Same thing he was saying about Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And he was saying about Drew Brees.
Drew Brees too.
Yeah, he learned.
Kid, how much of this is the organization's fault?
Well, you just seen Bryce's clip of owning it, but you talking about the development. I remember hearing Tom Brady, last week or a couple of weeks ago, talking about the development of these new generational quarterbacks. And to your question, Greeny, I think the Carolina Panthers failed this young man because, Alex, you just said he's had 3 coaches in 18 games. So where's the development coming at as the franchise player, the first overall pick? And it seems like to me, one thing that I'll say is I remember just being in this league where the Oakland/Las Vegas Raiders was the laughingstock of the National Football League. And then it came with the Cleveland Browns. Right now, the laughingstock of the National Football League is the Carolina Panthers. Yeah. And it's not because of how they're playing. It's everything from ownership all the way down.
Yeah, and you know what? I mean, from week 1, I really questioned the hiring of Dave Canales as the head coach. And the reason I did, if you're brought in, I'm sure part of it was he's the quarterback guru, right? Quarterback fixer, whatever. Yeah, let me tell you something about a young quarterback. You know how you fix him when they're struggling? They're going to struggle, right? With a running game and a defense. That's how you do it. And the funny thing, it's like, so I bring in Dave Canales, all right? He was dead last in Tampa. Dead last in rushing the football and rushing per attempt. And that's who you put in there to help this guy. I knew it was going to be a disaster. I thought it was the worst day hire ever. Like, I really did. For that kid's development, I thought it was terrible. This has gone exactly how I thought it would go. And the bad thing is, look, I questioned the pick when they had it because this is a size-speed league, the NFL is. But you know what? You can't question that kid. He had all the other intangibles. He never had the size.
Right.
But he's smart. He knew how to deliver the ball, and they weren't the only team that won him. By the way, they never had the first pick in the draft. They traded up for that pick. Yeah. So to me, that team right there, by the way, they used to be able to play defense, all right, till they trade the team away. But I'm sorry, this team, to me, it was a horrible hire. You've gone through a million coaches. You still don't have it right.
Bryce is young. You got time.
Like I said, maybe this is a point where, like, as a lot of top players like to say, and I'm a guy who say it, a lot of top players, for the longest time in their early life, they're considered the best player on the court or on the field, wherever it is. And it's not until you get to professionals when you understand you're not the best anymore. Yeah. So I feel like Bryce is always, all the way up to high school, college, he's been the best. That's why he was on the best teams. Now you're on the NFL and you got drafted to a scrub team.
Right.
You were the best
in
your class. So now take a sit back and watch how a veteran navigates down through this professional realm. Take notes. Put that in your repertoire. Come back and be the Bryce Young that we seen be the best at times. But you can't just expect every best player to come in and be the best.
Right.
No, they are the best when they came.
I think it's mishandled is the word because when you drafted Bryce Young, you knew he was an outlier. You know, like Russell Wilson was bigger, right, taller, but only 5'10" and 3/4. That opened it up for the 5'10" quarterback. But Russell Wilson was 205, 208 coming out, not 180. Okay, Kyler Murray, because of Russell Wilson, became the number 1 pick overall. Different body type than Bryce Young. So you knew Bryce Young, not only short, but small, diminutive quarterback, needed help, right? Also continuity. You draft a quarterback. Everybody said he's got this great infrastructure in Carolina around him, right? With the head coach, the coordinator, the quarterback coach, everything's there, the senior assistant, everything's in place. And then you see him beat C.J. Stroud on the field as a rookie, right? If you take out the 3 games he threw multiple interceptions, he was 5 touchdowns, 6 touchdowns, 3 picks, okay? Had some decent games last year, okay? But then you go into this year, you change everything because C.J. Stroud's doing so well in Houston. We got to destroy this thing. We got to blow it up and start over because, C.J. Stroud's doing so great in Houston. These coaches aren't getting it done. So we bring in an offensive coach who was with Baker and others, right? Bring in a new pass game coordinator, new quarterback coach for Bryce Young. Then we don't play him in the preseason. We play him 1 series in the final preseason game against the AOGs. None of those guys are playing for Buffalo, by the way. They went 1 series down the field and they're rah-rah. Great, we got it. We accomplished everything we wanted to. I'll give you a little note. C.J. Stroud played in 2 preseason games this year. Okay, he played 4. Derek Carr played in 2 preseason games. Why? Because Clint Kubiak was coming in with a new offense, and Derek Carr, as a veteran, played in 2 preseason games. Bryce Young played 1 series of a final preseason game against the nobodies on defense for the Buffalo Bills. Does that make sense to you? When in 2 games in, we're saying he can't play? Yes, his confidence was shattered, right? Yes, he does need to sit behind Andy Dalton for a little bit. But to blame this on Bryce Young is ridiculous. This is the blame here goes to the organization, the owner, for a mishandling.
Right. No, they are the best when they came.
All right, I'm going to get to y'all point real quick for a second. For me, I'm going to say it's not done because he's only had a year on this belt. Yeah, he struggled, but the team is also not that good. So you got to give him time to develop, like you said. And like Diesel and Darren said, he's going to learn under a veteran now. Andy Dalton, who's been in the league for 15 years or so. And also to continue on that point that y'all said he can learn and develop under somebody else. Your boy, Tom Brady, was talking to Stephen A. Smith earlier before the season started in the summer. And he said that we need to give young quarterbacks more time to develop, sit and learn a game. And not just like throw them out there expecting them to succeed immediately.
I've never agreed with that. I 100% agree.
And he also said that the game is being dumbed down to accommodate for some of these rookies, basically. And like Tom Brady basically was saying, you can't just expect them to straight immediately come in the league as these high draft picks to see. It's only a handful of quarterbacks that did that, while other people, they had a few years. Like Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning do the most interceptions in the season his rookie year. Yeah. And now he's a top 3 quarterback all the time.
Yeah. Like, I feel like this still correlates to to the conversation we had in the prior episode. Just like there's only a few elite quarterbacks in the league, there's only going to be a few draft picks every couple years that come in and they're already ready.
Come in, yeah.
Like, I honestly agree with what Tom Brady said. Honestly, unless there's only a few. But other than that, I don't give a fuck if you are a top number 1 pick. Some drafts, every player ain't good, even the number 1 pick. So sometimes I don't agree with number 1 pick, especially quarterbacks coming straight into the league and just already being thrown in week 1 of the season. No.
And like you said, they might have been the best player in college, but now you coming up and playing against different people and you in the actual pros now.
And that's the thing. And Tom Brady, the other point, it's being dumbed down because y'all are throwing these quarterbacks trying to get excitement and entertainment from the college and try to immediately correlate it to the NFL. And just discarding your 10, 12, 15-year veterans who've already keeping you excited. You just want to bring this flash because y'all just got to get your demographic and your new fresh fans. And that's why we kept seeing fucking Taylor Swift, even on plays with fucking Travis Kelce, and the fucking play didn't count. But anyway, back to this. It's like, and I know we talking about quarterback players and young players and Bryce Young, but Yeah, just completely correlates back over to the elite play. And I just got distracted because I thought about Caleb Williams. He's the prototypical. Just y'all want him to be the next Patrick Mahomes so bad that y'all just won't let him be Caleb Williams. He's not ready to be in that position yet. Y'all just so ready for y'all. Y'all put this man on primetime week 2, and he didn't look no better. You see how?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get back to Darn about that from the last episode.
You see how frustrated DJ Moore was on that last play? Like, this nigga can't throw for shit with the DJ Moore made.
DJ Moore was looking like we should have kept Justin Fields.
I agree and disagree with that.
What?
It's not some of the plays he was on target, and some plays he was off target. But DJ Moore was probably out there almost every play because there wasn't no Keenan Allen. So DJ Moore almost played the whole damn game, and he was tired half of the time. That's why he was mad. And some of the times he probably stopped on routes, and some of them was bad throws. And then some of them, motherfucker was about to come sack Caleb Williams when he threw the ball, and he got hit. They showed him like 2 or 3 times, bending over down, like he was hurt. So
I seen a lot of 10-year Joe Flacco 2-3 yard chip shots. The motherfucker had like 14 completions and only had like 60 yards.
Yeah. I think that game was just because it was Caleb Williams and C.J. Stroud. I think that's why they put that on.
Yeah, that's the reason. But the whole point, like you said, what was it for? As social media, like I like to say, for entertainment.
For entertainment
How are you getting entertainment if Caleb Williams is not ready to entertain on this spotlight?
True.
You're setting him up for the critics to criticize him. All I'm saying is y'all set this whole thing up for months. Oh, where is Justin Fields going? Is he saying free agency about to start? Is he getting released? All right, we got to get rid of Justin Fields. Boom, boom, boom.
They've been going on and on about
Is anybody going to trade for Caleb Williams? Is Caleb Williams even going to be the #1 pick? It's like y'all forced this on everybody, and then y'all trying to force it, and now y'all mad he's not showing up. How many times did Chris motherfucking Dick Eaton Collinsworth was like, that was a perfect throw. It'd be a 3-yard pass, and that was a perfect throw. You see the mechanics. This is his time. All he needs is the time. This is a comeback. It's time for that Caleb magic. Man got 50 yards. Because the narrative that had been planted in their head is we have to sell our blockbusters, our #1s. He's not ready for that, and it just made it look bad that y'all kept like trying to force it. Oh, he's ready. He's about to do some crazy. We didn't get no Mahomes yesterday. We got Caleb Williams.
I can see if they say that later on in the season.
Exactly. We 2 games into a career.
3 games. Still think about his college career.
But
that's what he's saying.
They right off his career because they seen him make a couple throws that look like Patrick Mahomes in his first years at USC. Let's not forget his record was never that good neither. The 2 years
never was at USC. It wasn't.
He finished off his career being a mediocre team and him having sensational stats on a subpar team.
And then the league is different now. They don't give time for players to develop no more like they did back then.
Yeah.
They straight want to join the young guy in there saying, go do this, go do that, and forget
about it. Right, like Tom Brady was saying.
But this year,
took a week off.
I like how they did some of this year. They let Jacoby Brissett on there on the Patriots, put Drake May on the bench, and say, watch him. They was going to have Russell Wilson starting there first, but Justin Fields was in his 4th year now.
Yeah.
And it's a couple other quarterbacks like that, too. That they got the older guy in there instead of the young.
Yeah.
There used to be college programs. Now there are college teams. You're no longer learning a program, you're learning a playbook. And the program is ultimately, like at Michigan, for me, that was a pro-style program. 5 years, I got to learn how to drop back pass, to read defenses, to read coverages, to be coached. I had to learn from being 7th quarterback on the depth chart to moving up to 3rd to ultimately being a starter. I had to learn all those things in college. That was development. Then I went to New England, and I was developed by Coach Belichick and the offensive staff there. I didn't start my first year. I think it's just a tragedy that we're forcing these rookies to play early. But the reality is the only reason why they are is because we dumbed the game down, which has allowed them to play. It used to be thought of at a higher level. We used to spend hours and hours in the offseason and training camp trying to be a little bit better than next year. But I think what happens is it discourages the coaches from going to deep levels because they realize the players don't have the opportunity to go to a deep level, so they're just going to teach them where they're at.